welcome to my channel, Tarot Buddy Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name's Annie, and we are going to pull your March monthly tarot spread. Really, there's no timeline to when these messages are good. If you happen upon this channel in this video, take whatever resonates. They are evergreen, all right? If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being a loyal sub. I really appreciate you guys. Remember to like the video, share it with your friends. If you are new, I encourage and welcome you to subscribe to my channel. I always love growing this channel and having newbies. I just ask that you click on the timestamp that reads Tarot FAQ and Rules so that you can better understand what it is here I do on my channel before you read before we get into the tarot. Other than that, I think we're gonna hop in. So let's do it. Let's get some Capricorn love out there. Let's get some energy. What does Capricorn need to hear in around the month of March? Whenever. The timeline of manifestation is up to you. That's what I always say. Here we go for Capricorn. What cards wants to come out for Capricorn? That one, definitely. Let's see. Neptune. Void of course moon. Interesting. All right. I'm going to pull one more. Leo and Aquarius want to be seen here. That's very interesting. Those are complete opposite dynamics. They're literally opposite on the zodiac sign. All right. Yeah, you have an interesting message too. I believe it was Taurus who had a similar one, and that does tend to happen. Sometimes, the earth signs will mimic the other earth signs, or fire signs do the same, whatever. There is a message here. I think you need to make more time for fun. You're sacrificing, and I've said that to you before, Capricorn. I'm sorry, I don't mean to repeat the messages, but it comes through for a reason. So are you not taking the advice the first time? if you're a returning sub, you need to make more time for pleasures, for hobbies, for spending time with your friends, your family, whatever it is that you find solace in that is away from the hustle, away from the grind, probably away from work, right? It's not to say that you can't kick ass and do that, but you need to have more set firmer boundaries on I'm going to end my workday here, and then I'm going to take time to do it with hang out with my people, with my soul tribe, right? I think you falter on that a little bit. It's wavering, and you don't have to do a 180 overnight and all of a sudden be perfect in that arena of life, but you do need to start making the transition to make more time for the people who matter to you most, because there's almost a message that, in theory, I don't like to do pessimistic readings, but in theory, you may look back and regret the time you didn't spend with the people you love, so make sure you're doing that. Yeah, it's almost like you need to remember to pull yourself away. You're so in it, and I get it, because there's something very mentally stimulating when you're at work and you're in your environment, and like, in a sense, it's like it's your vibe. If you are a Capricorn who you love what you do, you feel productive, and that gives you a sense of purpose, that's awesome. That's so great. Like, you're so lucky that you love what you do. But it's almost like you can become an addict of anything, and this could almost swing into an area of workaholics. Like, do you know what I mean? So alcoholic, workaholic, sex addict, whatever it is, right? You need to you just need to watch your balance of it. Watch the intensity of it, because it could spin out of control, if that makes any sense. Remember to pull yourself away. Sometimes you will need to sacrifice time that could be spent working on a project to do something that maybe it's better for someone else. Like, the term sacrifice is coming up, so yeah, maybe someone asks a favor of you, and maybe this time you say yes, right? And I'm not saying that you never do, but in fact, this is something someone says to you a lot. Someone communicates to you that you spend too much time working, and it angers you, actually. And the thing is, I'm almost sort of sensing that as I'm doing your reading, that there's a lot of, not pushback, but like opposition into even hearing this message out. So, I mean, you don't have to hear this message. You have free will, right? But if you're here and you're looking to grow and learn about yourself, that's what tarot is for, right? It's confirming a message that somebody, Knight of Swords, tells you a lot, or at least has mentioned several times, and you go into like Medusa mode, like venomous snake, like, how dare you criticize me on my job? I paid for this house. And like, if anything, I think that's pointing out, well, it's a sensitive area for you, isn't it? Do you attach your self-worth and your value to how much money is in your bank account, or to how many hours you work on the clock, or whatever? And by all means, I'm not saying pull away from that entirely, because you get a lot of joy and pleasure out of it. But what areas of your life are suffering because of that, right? Anything in excess is not healthy. Anything, right? Too much video games, right? Too much alcohol, too much work. Like I know you don't view it that way because it's like, well, I'm getting money from this, and it's so rewarding. Other people around you, though, are thinking it's either taking a toll on your mental health or your relationships, is really what I'm getting. So your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandparents, whoever you're not hanging out with. And the thing is, Capricorn, gosh, I this feels so mean, like I'm attacking you. I don't mean it to be that way, but you kind of know they're right, and that's why this is so hard for you, is because you don't like to hear the truth. Because it's almost like you have this subconscious belief that if you were to pull yourself away from this activity or this project, it's going to collapse while you're away, and that's not true. I think a lot of you have actually set yourself up for success, that you do have people that could step in and help, but you don't like to ask for help, or you may have this feeling of it has to be done my way or it won't get done at all, or it won't get done right. And again, I think it's about setting more realistic expectations, healthy boundaries, being able to delegate tasks and responsibilities. Maybe there will be a learning curve. Maybe you're going to have to train the intern to take over and do that part of your job for you. And I know a lot of you are like, it's just easier if I do it. It's just easier if I do it. But look at your workload now. It's like you have too much on your plate. And I can feel some of you going like, no, I don't. I love it. I love what I do. What about the people who love you? When do they get to see you? Just putting it out there. Yeah, you have someone who's very, they love you a lot, be it romantic or platonic, but it's almost like they are wanting to, what is that term? There's a word in my head and I'm trying to find it. Intervention. So I mean, I suppose this may have to do with someone who actually is suffering from addiction issues, even if it's not work. In fact, it could be alcoholism with this Neptune and kind of watery energy. There's someone who cares a tremendous amount about you, but every time they try and advocate for themselves, or really it's like for you, they try and give you advice from a place of love. They know that there's a lot of opposition and hesitation to hear them out, and so they don't know what to do with it. It's like their hands are tied. They want to have that intervention and pull you away, but you are not willing to do it. And so I don't do fear-based readings or threats of any kind, but it does almost seem like this person, they feel so stuck. It's like they feel like their only choice is to walk away, because it's like either they don't want to watch you spiral out of control because it hurts them too much to see it, or they feel like, and especially if this is someone you're dating, they feel like there's just no substance to the relationship anymore, and so they would be better off. I'm hearing the word oxygen. It's like they're struggling to breathe in this relationship because they get nothing from you. And even when they say that, again, there's a lot of arguments or fights or opposition just having that conversation. This person may choose to seek partnership elsewhere if they're not fulfilled in this relationship. So I'm just making you aware of that, especially your Pisces. Someone is a singer. I feel like, I don't know, someone in this, I don't know, what does that have to do with it? Spoken words and singing. I don't know what that is. I'm stuck. I mean, maybe that's someone's career or profession. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're a musician. Maybe you're a singer. I don't know. There's also something about, I'm looking at the moon and the dogs are howling, and it's almost like they're crying out for you to hear them, their voice, their sound. They're trying to bring justice to it, and it's like you're wearing headphones. You're blocking them out. It's like you're not hearing them screaming or yelling, but the thing is, I think you're interpreting them as interpreting it as them attacking you, and it's quite the opposite. It's like they're begging you for mercy. Yeah, there's something not great here. It's like you escape into work, and I think that's almost become your comfort zone when things get too real or too rough or too difficult. It's like, I'm just going to stay at the office then. And I don't even think you're consciously doing it. I think it's something you've defaulted to in the past, only it's gotten to a point where it's too much. It's too intense now. So Neptune disguises things. Neptune brings uncertainty. It brings confusion to a situation. It's very much associated with escapism and even like drug use, right? And I'm not saying that that's the case for all of you, but I think that's a really good metaphor. It's just like you don't want to remove yourself from it because it's become comfortable, but that doesn't mean it's healthy for you. And it is Pisces season, right? So that kind of theme is coming up a lot. And because this card literally says sacrifice on it, again, very much associated with Piscean energy, what are you sacrificing in order to live out that area of your life to the fullest? But what is like severely lacking? What have you not given enough time and attention to? And whoever it is, it's a relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic. For some of you, I could totally see where it is. And this is especially true for anyone who is, any Capricorn out there watching this who is interested in females. It seems like there's a female who's begging you to step away from work to love them. And a lot of you have said something very cruel, almost like, why do you need my validation? Like, why are you making yourself so important? Or it's like you really diminished what they were trying to tell you and it really hurt them. The thing is, I keep getting this idea of, I'm not going to fight with you anymore. Like, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to walk. Because there's no sense of changed behavior. You may be promising them things just to get them to like, shh. But there isn't enough change here. And again, Capricorn, you might be dealing with a Pisces who is suffering from whatever, addiction issues or whatever. You can always flip the roles, but it's like this really needs some time and attention. Like we need to bring truth and justice to the situation or else this is going to fall apart. Again, Neptune energy, it's just going to slip from your grip because there's nothing left to hold on to. Anyway. All right. I'm gonna take a drink of water. That one felt heavy, Capricorn. I'm sorry, but I hope somebody needed to hear that, you know? They're not always fun. But let's move over to this energy. Let's take a breath. Here we go. Let's talk about this. I don't know what this is. Leo and Aquarius. I know and I will. Oh my God, that sounds exactly like what this is though, doesn't it? I'm going to try really hard to get separate messages, but that sounds like what you're telling someone when they're like, can you please stop working? I know, I will. But you're not. You're just like on your laptop, like showing up late to the dinner table. Capricorn. All right, let's switch gears. Tell me about the Aquarius. Why is Aquarius coming up? Some of you are going to go back to school. You're going to increase your knowledge base. You're going to improve your education. Some of you are going to get involved in an educational field. You're going to be a teacher or a professor or a trainer, a mentor. You may be training somebody on the job. You're going to love it. This is a gift from the universe. A lot of you had no idea. It's like you were a natural born teacher. You're very good at communicating information and that doesn't surprise me because it's like you know how to do it right. You know how to do it correctly, right? You're not going to rush it. You're going to make sure it gets the success, the time and attention that it needs so that the success will result in something very positive, very beautiful, something the clients will want, something the students can actively use in their own life, right? I keep hearing mentorship. So some of you may end up teaching somebody some sort of trade or it could just be some fun activity that you do. It's saying you're a very good teacher. Do you know that? A lot of you are going to discover, again, you have a natural ability to teach, and it's a gift. It's something to be utilized in this lifetime. It's something to be taken advantage of. In fact, that could be a nice side income for some of you if you were looking for that. Is tutoring one-on-one. Whatever subject it is. It could even be middle school tutoring. Maybe you're really good at math, and so you're going to offer your services on Zoom calls to teach math to kids or something like that. I'm almost getting you don't have a degree in this. So that's what I mean. Some of you are going to go back to get a degree. Others of you, it has nothing to do with that. It's just you're a natural born teacher. So again, it's something that you can utilize in life in a very positive way. Yes, some of you look back and regret that you didn't get the degree, that you didn't go to school for that thing you always loved. So some of you, you're going to course correct. Some of you, there's a really funny message. If you may have felt pressured to go into, I'm just throwing it out there, like, law or, business school. But on the inside, you're like, but I'm kind of a musician. Like, I've always wanted to do that. But at the time, you did what you thought was right. And I do sense a little bit of, like, people-pleasing energy, like doing what you're told. Because here's the thing. You did see potential in it, but you weren't necessarily considering what was going to make you happy. A lot of you are going to right that wrong. It's a very beautiful message. This is not a pessimistic message. It's like, you didn't make a mistake. You didn't take a wrong turn. Ultimately, you had to learn, again, not to sacrifice your own happiness to please other people or whatever. You're going to look back and be like, you know what? I was right. I should have gotten the degree. And so guess what? You do. You can. Like, that's what I mean. You can fix this very easily. But I don't think this epiphany would have come without going down that alley or going down that avenue, that route, you know, in order to be like, oh, I thought this was going to be this, but it's not. So, okay, I'm going to course correct. This is a very positive message. If you are waiting on some sort of court trial, anything involving like the law, I think it will end positively. If you're refuting or fighting back on a penalty or I don't know what this is, but good news comes from the court case or whatever it is. Some of you are going to be attending a wedding and there's going to be happy tears. There's wells of tears in your eyes. So maybe your child is getting married or something like that. The thing is, you change your mind about this person, someone you didn't like initially. I'm very much getting like you didn't like your son or your daughter. You didn't like their choice of partner, but this is very specific, I know, but it's like they get married and all of a sudden you just have this relief of, you know what, I'm so happy they found someone that makes them happy. Like maybe it's not who I would have chosen, but like there's a sense of, very Aquarian, like what's best for everybody, not just for me. In fact, it may involve an Aquarius or a Libra. There may be maybe that couple is getting married in your life or something. I don't necessarily think it's your wedding, but there's tears of joy. It's very positive. It was something that was a long time coming, and it comes with like this ending of a chapter, a release, an ending of a cycle where there's an emotional outpouring, but it's relief. It's like, and maybe it's your court case. Maybe, like we made it to the end. It was like I was, you know, tooth and nail. Were we gonna get the money? This, that, or whatever it is that you were like bracing yourself for. It all ends okay. This is very positive. I like that. I like that a lot. Some of you are going to be raising money for charity events or anything to do with like humanitarian efforts or groups taking care of like underprivileged people, underdeveloped areas, something about there's raising a lot of funds because it is the just thing to do. You may be working in a job where you're collecting donations or doing some sort of, raising money, raising funds, clothing drives, anything like that. Maybe there's just something you're doing in your spare time. You're like, what spare time? That's funny. I just heard that. A Libra may be making an offer to you. Okay, so a Libra is wanting to reconcile something that didn't go right. It doesn't have to be a Libra. Again, it could be an Aquarius, but I am getting a lot of Libra vibes with the Justice card. They know they screwed up. That's quite literally like the I know. I don't think they're necessarily going to... This person doesn't like to admit fault. And again, this could be you. Switch it if it makes sense. This person doesn't like to be like, I'm so sorry, it was me, I screwed up. But they know it was them. So they're going to make an offer to you in a way that it's like a peace offering. I don't think they're going to phrase it in the exact way that you would have loved. Like, I'm so sorry, Capricorn, please take me back, I screwed up. You're not going to get that, but you're going to get like, hey, miss you, thinking about you, hope you're doing okay. Like, that's their in. They're hoping that you, like, let them in. So I'm going to say what I always say. If you actually love this person, if you actually want them back, don't play hard to get. Don't play head games, right? If it's that big of a deal where you need to hear them say, I'm sorry, or admit fault, then you need to be upfront. Be like, listen, we need to talk about what happened before I let you back. But don't do this whole, I'm going to play hard to get, I'm going to read their text and not respond. Like, that's childish. We're beyond that, Capricorn, right? If you love this person, do what is right, do what is just. And again, do what's best for everybody, right? It's not about tit for tat, if that makes any sense. Like, well, they treated me badly, so I have to put them through a period where I treat them bad. Like, I'm so done with that. Like, that feels like mean girl, high school, junior high bullshit. Like, nope, you're not gonna do that. You're better than that. Don't stoop to that level. And some of you will choose not to take this person back because what they did was offensive to you, right? And so that's fine. If anything, I feel like that's exerting more of your confidence, more of your empowerment and respecting yourself, right? You never have to take anyone back, but I do see someone reaching out from the past to right the wrong they did, only they still do have a little bit of ego, so they're not going to... I don't see them professing an apology per se, but I see them trying to make it right in their own way. So maybe this karmic lesson is practicing patience with this person, right? This person isn't perfect, but the thing is they know that, so they're doing their best, but maybe over time you guys will have a positive impact on each other and you can both grow and develop in that area where maybe it's lacking a little bit. I don't hate this, as long as you don't resort to games. Yeah, there's a Pisces or a Sagittarius that wants to rebuild what was broken. You have a lot of Pisces coming up here too, so somewhere there's a Pisces in your life who it's like they're sort of ashamed of what they did, or they know that they could have done something better, but the thing is, your approval means so much to them, they want you to be proud of them. Same with the Sagittarius. this might be a sibling, like, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There could be a wedding with a Pisces and a Sagittarius. And this might be someone that you don't particularly like. But again, there's this effort of, but I know they make my sister happy, so I guess he's my brother-in-law now. So there is an element of, like, you don't necessarily agree with it, but as long as it's not hurting anyone, it's like you're willing to be like, okay, welcome to the family. But it's really funny. Like, I don't think this is like literal, but I still see you being like, but I still don't like them. Capricorn, that's really funny. I don't know why, it's just making me laugh. I don't know. There are groups of people coming back together after a little bit of bloodshed. There were some bad words spoken, or really, it has to do with like head games and mind games, because either ego or someone was really sensitive. And the thing is, there's a peace offering. Something about this, it turns just, it turns right. Something with a contract or a builder, if they were kind of, I'm hearing the word swindle. If they were kind of shisty and you felt like they charged you too much and didn't deliver on their services, again, I think it will end in a manner that is just, it's fair, but maybe you have to have an awkward conversation. Some of you, I would caution you, I think it's your gut reaction to like tear them a new one, but I don't think you're going to get the work performance out of this person if you come down on them with cruelty, right? Treat them with respect, or treat them with, I don't know, no, maybe not kindness. I don't know how else to say it. I get it. You guys are pissed off because this person didn't do what they said they were going to do. But you catch more bees with honey. So if you want this person to come back to the job and finish the project correctly, you have to do it in a way that, again, is balanced, right? Libra energy. You have to do it in a way where you're not attacking them, but you are being very honest and truthful about, listen, you said you were going to do this and you didn't. So what are you going to do for me? Like, you need to approach it in a way that isn't like scary, like they want to run from you. Some of you are having dreams about a Sagittarius, and that's for a reason. And it could even be an angel guide, too. It doesn't have to be a Sagittarius. You're having dreams about something you want to build or, construct, so, like something you want to erect. It seems very big. It seems like you got to get your hands dirty to do it. It's like almost hammer and nails. Like, I don't know if you're building I don't know. I heard greenhouse. Are you guys building a greenhouse? What is the message there? I don't know what to do with that. I mean, I think you're meant to go forward with it if you're having dreams. Yeah, do it. Absolutely. It'll be worth it in the end. It may be a lot of work to get there, but ask your friends for help. This is about, again, utilizing the people around you to help you. You don't have to do everything yourself. You don't always have to be the hero. You may find more enjoyment when you make it to the top of the mountain and there's people there to enjoy it with you, Capricorn. Does that make any sense? Community is very big. That's what Aquarius is all about. It's moving away from the Leo mentality of, oh, it's all about me and I entertain the masses. Aquarius energy is more like, I'm going to merge with the group, and it's all for one and one for all, but there's no one-man band. There's no one leader. Even if it metaphorically is you leading the group, your success will feel so much better when you have someone to share it with. That's the main message there. Let's talk about the Leo, or whatever this is. Capricorn, yours is always so long. I kind of struggled with this one, so I'm sorry that was a little bit clunky, but maybe somebody needed it, so whatever. It's so funny whenever I do tarot, it's the messages that I think are really clunky and confusing. I'm like, oh, should I post that? I don't know if it was right. Those are the ones that get the biggest responses. It's so odd. And then messages that I feel are like, oh, that was so spot on, and like it flowed perfectly. Those are the ones that get like no views. I'm like, huh. So like, I just say it's a lesson for me. I just have to be open-minded, because sometimes the messages that are the wackiest really speak to people. So anyway. Some of you are going to marry a Leo. Yeah, you're going to join worlds with a Leo. This Leo is going to be very influential in your career, or vice versa. It's like you guys help each other achieve great feats. This is a long-term commitment, and it doesn't have to be marriage. For a lot of you, it absolutely is, but this could also be a best friend who's a Leo, and you guys support each other, you encourage each other. You may even have some type of job where you feed each other clients or recommend one another. I don't think it's the same field per se. It could be, but there's something about you. It's mutually beneficial, and you guys, I'm going to say you love each other. Whether this is romantic or not, you guys have a nice relationship. You speak the same language. You understand what the other person needs and how they operate. And so it's a strategic person to have in your life because it's beneficial, but you also love their company. This person may help you to get a job, or it could even be like a letter of recommendation. It could be a teacher. a teacher who you've since become good friends with or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting that. So this person may offer you a job, and it has Wheel of Fortune attached to it. It's a very good job, or it's a very good opportunity. I mean, it's all about what you make of it, right? But you seem to have pause or trepidation. It may involve travel. Yeah, there's some sort of opportunity where it seems like it opens up your world for something that you've been wanting, but it could be like, it came at a time when you weren't expecting it, and maybe it came at a time where it wasn't the most convenient time to pick up and move or pick up and take a new job. So you seem on the fence about it, but your cards surrounding this decision or this action that you will choose whether you want to take or not, right? You don't have to. It has Temperance over it, which to me says it's angelically guided, like you have angels looking out for you, it's divinely guided. And what's around it is long-term, sorry, I'm trying to phrase it in a way that's very direct, but you have the Hierophant, which is about commitment. Yes, maybe tradition, but also faith, having faith about this person, about this opportunity. The World, which is like you've ascended to the next level, right? So it's almost like you've graduated from the old version of your life, the old chapter. It's time to embrace newness, and you've accomplished a lot so far. So a new opportunity comes along, and it comes along with the Wheel of Fortune. So again, you always have to trust your own internal guidance system, aka your intuition, above anything I say, above anything a tarot reader says. But my vibe on this opportunity, especially if it's in something involving entertainment or acting, it seems like it could be a really great opportunity for you. And maybe you're not the actor, maybe you're the producer of the film, maybe you're the talent scout, maybe you're the director, maybe, you know, whatever it is. There's something very positive about this, but I don't know what's the trepidation. Give me a little bit more about this, Spirit. What can I tell Capricorn? Being away from family, would it involve a lot of travel to do this? Is it something people don't necessarily understand? Like you feel like it gets a lot of flack in the media, or it's something that you're not sure you want your identity associated with it, or I don't know what that is. It's something that I don't know if it's controversial or political, or it's something you're like, do I really want my name attached to that in the long term? Wow, that's an interesting message. I don't know what to do with that, but there's something like controversial about it. And it could be like a movie, and maybe it's very cutting edge. Maybe it pushes a lot of boundaries or hits a lot of sensitive nerves in the collective, right? So there's something about it like, am I ready to face the opposition I get from putting myself out there? That's what I'm getting from that. Page of Cups. Well, what are you expecting to get out of it? And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's almost like the universe is asking me to ask you. Well, I think it's like flipping the script. Like you're jumping to all the conclusions of everything that could go wrong, or how, you know, whatever, the media will berate you for doing this thing. And I don't know what this is. It's so specific, but it's like, but what about all the good things that could come out of it? You know, there are no right or wrong answers. It's about weighing it out. And I mean, you know this, Capricorn, but I think you need to be reminded, but what good could come from it? Could it set you up in an amazing career or an amazing position and an opportune position? I don't know. As long as you're proud about what you're doing, haters gonna hate. You have a lot of fear about putting yourself out there because it would make you very vulnerable. It would be very raw, right? You would have no choice but to endorse every choice and action you made. You're right. You are going to be accountable for them. I just heard beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't know what that... I mean, I know what that means, but I don't know how that fits in here. The World again. Yeah, I think this is saying you need to take a risk. Because there are no certainties. With the Seven of Cups coming up, it's like there's this... You do have to be careful that you're not defaulting to the idea of something and how good it could be versus what it actually is. But I mean, you're Capricorn. You live in reality. You're an earth sign, right? So I don't think you're letting your imagination get carried away. It's really the opposite. You're letting your imagination go into all the reasons why you shouldn't. When universe is really, to me, and these cards, they're showing you all the reasons why you should. Look how great this Four of Pentacles is. The typical Four of Pentacles is kind of meh. I love this one. It's like being presented on a silver platter. It's like this opportunity comes along when you were looking for something similar, and yet, I almost said it feels like it's too good to be true. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, because I think you've worked for this for a long time, but when it does come through, you have a lot of trepidation about taking it or accepting it or utilizing it, whatever the circumstance is. because you don't want to destroy everything you've built thus far, or maybe you've made a reputation or a name for yourself in a certain area, and maybe part of you's like, well, this is in a different direction, so do I really want to abandon all that I've built? I think what I'm getting from this, and again, this won't be everybody's message, so you have to determine if it's yours. What you've built currently, the status quo, it is great, and it is something to be so proud of, but you may have reached the top of what you can reach. Especially if this has to do with like a corporation or a company, there may be no more promotions left to get, in which case maybe you have a really cush job there. Maybe you like it and you have a lot of respect, you have a lot of responsibility, you have a lot of people working under you. That's great. If you love it, then by all means, you don't have to leave it. But if you're starting to get, if not having growth is bothering you, and it probably is, if it's stagnant and you've reached the highest pillar, it might not be the worst thing to go in a different direction. And the thing is, I think it's possibly in the same field, but maybe with a different company or something. You have the world twice, which is like ending of chapters, ending of cycles. So to me, it's like the natural order of things is to start fresh, is to hit reset and start anew. And again, because the cards around here are so positive, I don't have a lot of like, ooh, well, are you jumping too soon? Or have you really thought this through? Like, I know you have. And for a lot of you, it may be a risk. It may seem more like a risk because it's in a non-traditional field. It could, again, especially something in the arts or entertainment where there is no guarantee for success. You're putting something out there and you hope the public likes it. You hope they respond to it. The thing is, I think you have a very good pulse of how people will respond to it. So it is about having faith in the universe, but also having faith in yourself, trusting yourself, knowing that there is something valid about your truth. You do hold the truth, and I think good things come out of that, if that makes sense. Wheel of Fortune. For some of you, it may involve a road trip or moving across the country, or something about maybe you're making a documentary on the road or something like that. There's something about like a road trip, and I'm seeing a car with tons of stuff in it, like it's stuffed to the max. Anyway, all right, Capricorn, that's what I got for you. Yes, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next Wednesday for more tarot. Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading.